The D, man.
Yeah, shout out my nigga from D's Media, you feel me?
Yo, it's your boy D's Media back again with another video. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel on the road to 100K. Today we're going to talk about the federal government, man, trying to add more charges to Lil Durk to push back the trial. Let's jump straight into it.
Y'all, just an update on my mental, my mind state. I just been reading and getting into these books, just working on my patience. I've been reading Pawns in the Game by William Gackar, Huey P. Newton, Fred Hampton, Elaine Brown, just all the revolutionaries, who've been through something and stand for something that a lot of people don't know of or forgot about. And I just been, it's just been sitting on my heart lately to just save the generation, bro. Save these kids. They don't deserve it. I'm just tired of being a pawn for the culture. Entertaining and being ignorant, you know what I'm saying? I want to change the world around to being positive. I want to start with saying, like, when it comes to support, I'd be cool because, when Jay-Z went through his situation, he the people's champ. They turned their back on him. Even Drake and Kendrick, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be the first one to just do it, you know what I'm saying? And not saying the first one to do it, but, for these kids, we got to be their heroes. You know what I'm saying? They got to look up to us in a positive way. You know what I'm saying? Like it, if you can't make money off of it, they ain't gonna like it. So I'm gonna be the first one to do it. Revolutionary.
I'm going to say this, right? If you got your slam dunk case, you got your high profile rapper, you got informants that can provide information, a testimony that Lil Durk paid ABC to get this done. Y'all done said that y'all got a case in Chicago. Y'all bringing up a situation that happened in 2021 in Atlanta. I don't think the federal government is prepared to go to trial in August. And I feel like they trying everything in their power to push it back because it makes zero sense to me. Months before the trial is about to start, y'all trying to hit him with additional charges that y'all know for a fact is going to push that trial back. That lets me know that Lil Durk got a great chance that he might be coming home. I'm going to say this again. I've been saying this for months now. When that trial starts, it's a few things that people is going to find out. One of them is being that if Bayzoo probably was alive, Bayzoo probably be locked up right now. Second thing we gonna learn is this whole time where everybody been pointing the finger at Jam and whoop, 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 I'm telling y'all, man, I think it's gonna be somebody else. I think it's gonna be somebody totally different that's gonna shock the world. But I personally feel like the feds is not ready to go to trial in August and they try everything they can to get it pushed back. Notice, details only come out every time somebody goes up for a bond hearing or something. Diddy just went up for a bond hearing. What did they do? Release a photo of him and Vonnie at an In-N-Out burger, whoop, whoop, whoop. It seems like the only time that they bringing up information, they even used it with Lil Durk when he was up for bond. We're investigating him for this Chicago situation, whoop, 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 whoop. But none of it he's really been charged with. Even the situation that they trying to bring up in Atlanta, the varsity club with Vaughn, that's another situation. So it's like, it's a lot of situations that the federal government, I personally feel like they trying to use to push this trial back. I don't feel like they ready to go to trial in August because you got everything that the feds look for. You got your high profile person in Lil Durk, one of the biggest rappers of this generation. You got your informants allegedly. You say that you dudes was in communication with the FBI for years. You know, they could provide information that he paid for this many hits and whoop whoop whoop. That sounds like a slam dunk case to me. And especially knowing the feds that they probably got gigabytes on gigabytes of worth of information, witness testimonies. I'm pretty sure they got everything lined up. So why ain't they ready to go to trial? Now it makes sense why Lil Durk was trying to hurry up and get a speedy trial, man, because I can guarantee you his lawyers already told him, like, bro, they don't got nothing. But I'm just going to say this. The federal government is so smart that they going to have another charge on top of another charge for another charge. And they all going to pretty much run the same amount of time. And I noticed that with the feds that they doing with Lil Durk. They charging him with all of these other crimes. And when you look at it, it's the same time length as what they trying to push. Majority of this stuff is life in prison. You know what I'm saying? So the one thing we learned from this Durk situation is when you get your money and you get your blessing, to hell with your hood, to hell with your block, your homies, all of that. Because the same dudes you're going to put on private jets, buy chains for, give them the confidence that they ain't never had in life, you know, show them something that they ain't never seen in life. They're going to be the same dudes that if it come down to it, man, they'll get up on that stand to say their own self. You can't buy somebody to be real. You can't buy somebody not to tell on you. You can't buy somebody to keep it thorough. It's either in you or it's not. A lot of y'all rappers and entertainers gonna learn, man, when you get that money, what comes with that money is cutting off certain things. Not hanging around no more. Not being in certain areas. Not saying BD, GD, none of that stuff no more. See, dudes want the money, but they don't want the sacrifice that comes with having this type of money, fame, and stature. Name to me one person that's worth $100 million, $50 million, $20 million, and you going to see them in the trenches. Or you going to see them hanging around a bunch of nobodies. Durk's main fall down was that he had a bunch of yes men around him. A bunch of yes men around him that was scared to go back to Chicago, so they allowed him to do whatever. But see, dudes didn't realize that, man, if something happened to Smirk, 8-9 different hoods is done. Smirk really was holding a fork up, man, for a lot of people, man. He was really looking out for a lot of people, man. But I just feel like, man, it's them yes men around him that cost him. Somebody to say, nah, bro, you just signed with Sony for 40 M's, bro. This ain't your junk. You know what I'm saying? If we gonna get it done, we gonna get it done. We don't need your help. We don't need you to provide nothing. You know what I'm saying? But that just goes to show you, man, that dudes was a bunch of yes men and they couldn't stop a dude from whatever it is that he wanted to do, man. But that's going, in the long run, that's going to really hurt Durk. And if he ever get found guilty, I know that man is going to cry because he had an opportunity and a lifestyle that only you could dream about. You talking about he was having personal business meeting with mayors of Chicago, politicians, and you plugged in with Drake and all of that, like to go to 3 meals in a cot and Sally feet stinking and only can spend $300 on commissary. Oh, no, you crazy, man. I know that man crying himself to sleep at night some night. But at the end of the day, like I said, man, I just feel like, man, the feds trying their hardest to push this trial back, to get them more time to come up with, you know, better evidence, man, and better witnesses just to bring them boys down. But I feel like if the trial started today, I feel like the federal government will be running around, man. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Peace, positivity, network growth. Let's save these kids. It ain't never too late. We tore down these communities. Let's build them back up. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tapping in with me.
The D, man. Yeah, shout out my nigga from D's Media. You feel me?